Hello everyone, this is Raven's Maps. Welcome for the summary for the days of 34, 35 and today 26, sorry, 24, 25, 26 April 2023. So for today we have some informations. First I will start with the famous Kherson offensive. So as I said in last video, don't expect much from the landing. The people saying that the Ukrainians captured. I think it was this part that they captured in the previous episode. I talked about that, and I told you that this was nothing, most likely nothing. A lot of times there is boats, like small boats by the military, Ukrainian military, that just land here to perhaps create a trench or things like that. But this area, as you can see, is just muddy fields. Like it's really muddy. It's beside this part, it's just mud. It's not a good place to hold. So I told you it was nothing, while everyone was saying everyone was saying that it was the beginning of offensive. But I told you it was nothing, and yes, it was nothing. As you saw, it was nothing. Nothing happened, and the Ukrainians that were here were bombed by a Russian plane. So the Kherson offensive, it's nothing. In the Zaporozhye front line, there is just shelling happening right now. As usual, a lot of shelling videos coming from these areas, especially toward Malinovka, Gulaipolye, and Orykhov, and I believe also Kupiansk. But beside this, I did not see anything. There is a lot of fightings also going toward Velikaya Novoselka in this area. But that's all for the front line. There is no much changes. There has been videos also of Leopard tank, German Leopard tank somewhere in Ukraine. I don't know where these videos come from. Just videos from Leopard tanks, and there was like nothing. I don't know where it was, but it just seemed that yes, Ukraine is moving its tanks, perhaps towards Zaporozhye. I don't know. We'll see. For the Avdiivka for the Vuhledar frontline, first, there's just been fightings and bombings, a lot of bombings. Russians are now using a lot of bombs. I believe they bomb Ukraine about like 80 times a day, because now the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense, in their reports, the reports of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine talks about the bombings, and they say the number of bombs, and they say that there is around, on the whole front line, around 80 bombings a day. And yes, there is a lot of videos coming from Vuhledar of bombings from the Russian. So yes, and also I saw a post about saying that Russia changed its way of using its plane. Before they did not use their plane, and as you perhaps know, when Russia uses its plane, it's always a group of two planes, two Su-25. They send the two Su-25 to bomb a place, but now what they do is they send, for example, two Su-25 to lure the Ukrainian anti-air system, and they come back, and just after that they send another Su-25 that will bomb the location. So yeah, if it keeps going like that, I don't think that Vuhledar will hold any longer, because at this rate every building will be destroyed. For Marinka, there has been fightings, some videos of tank fights around this area, like Russian tank shooting on Ukrainian positions, but nothing much. Coming on to the Avdiivka front line, there has been a geolocation at Severne of Russian tank and infantry assaulting. So it was in this area. There was apparently a group of Ukrainians from Severne that moved here to try to dig some trenches, but the Russians sent their own a tank, and they sent also some troops that killed the Ukrainian soldiers here. so it was in this area. But beside that, yeah, there is no much change in this area. Apparently, I don't know if it's true yet, so I did not change anything, but apparently the Russians have moved up until this railroad. So yeah, they captured all these positions, but it doesn't mean a lot of things, so I did not change anything. There is no proofs for that. And coming on to the Bakhmut front line, the most interesting things happening is that, so first of all, I will just show you the previous mappings. So the 22 April. So since the last video, I believe there has been these changes. First of all, I corrected the mapping here, because in the previous mapping I showed this place as Russian, but apparently they are not Russian anymore. At one point they were Russian, but they changed again to the Ukrainian hand. And right now, apparently today on 26th, there has been apparently confirmation that this area has been taken by the Russian, and I will talk about it, but I will continue just with the update. And then in January, there has been all of this part that has been taken by the Russian since the 22 April, and the fightings are going on around Khromove. But beside that, it's all for the map changes, I think, here. And to come back about this thing, so today apparently the Wagner troops stormed this area and they managed to hold these positions. And I see a lot of people saying that no, the Ukrainians are cut into two groups. This group and this group are cut in two because the road here connecting is cut. Please do not believe this shit, because I mean, okay, the Wagner are here. Okay, if you're Ukrainian, what's the problem? Tell me what's the problem. You want to go from here to here? What's the problem? You walk by foot here. I'm not even joking. Like, there is still roads here. There is, like, I don't even see what's the thing. People really see a map and think that a map is like a real border. It's not a wall. If a Ukrainians want to go here, he will go here. Of course, there are risks. He will perhaps get killed. But right now, I don't see where this part is cut off. There is, like, they can just move here, you know, just from here to here. Yes, they don't see where is the problem for real. It's really dumb thing to say. People are over interpreting everything. About the military base, I don't know how long it will hold, because it depends of what how it is built. Because if the hangars are just empty hangars, it will be really quick for the Russian to take these positions. But if it's not just hangars, but there is rooms and things like that inside, then it will perhaps take a bit longer. Because if you think about it, a hangar, empty hangar, just empty, is just a big room where there is nowhere to hide inside. You understand? So if it's like a house but bigger, so, and easier to capture. Also, I don't know how to explain you, but it will perhaps be faster for the Russians to take all this place if it's just empty hangars, because once there is the Russians fighting inside, the fighting won't last long. Where the Ukrainians won't have anywhere to hide or things like that. They will have to fight and win, or get out or die. You understand? It's just a single room inside a hangar. It's just a single room. And moreover, a hangar can be shelled, and since it's just a single room, the hangar, inside of an empty hangar, there's nothing, then a single shelling can destroy everything inside, you understand? So, I don't know. It really depends if the hangar is empty or not. If it's inside, like multiple rooms, then it will perhaps take longer, yes. But if it's just empty hangars, then I don't believe this place will hold any longer. And for this area, for the housing blocks, I don't know either. It will depend on the Ukrainians, their supplies, their munitions, and their will to fight. So Coming on to the northern Bakhmut front line, I corrected this place. Apparently, the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense said attack toward Novomarkove and also toward Markove, something like that, I think. So, no, I don't remember, but anyway, apparently there was geolocation of Russians here, but not here. I don't know, it was a few days ago, but anyway, the place, this forest is not Russian, so I corrected because before, if you remember, it was like that. And coming on to north of Bakhmut, there is also this correction. So in the previous days, the Russians have said that the Ukrainians left Sperne, which is true, I think, because I did not see any video coming from Sperne itself, but from around it. But the Russians are not holding, did not take Sperne for themselves, apparently. They just, apparently, they captured this plant, electrical plant, I think, I don't know. And the soldiers who are here is the Akhmat forces, the Chechen forces. So yeah, that's why they could film and post videos on Telegram. That's because they're not the regular army. That's why they did not care about filming and everything like that. But I did not see them anyway in Spirne, but yeah, they are not here. The Ukrainians are not here. It's like a gray zone. There is nobody here. And the Ukrainians, the only videos I'm seeing from the area in general is just tree lines such as these ones. But no Ukrainians shelled or attacked in the town of Spirne proper. So yeah, it really seems that this area is empty now. And coming on to the Belogorovka front line, I did not see, I don't remember seeing any attacks or videos or things like that. Of course, there is fightings at Belogorovka as usual. The Ukrainian Ministry of Defense always say attack here, but there is no visual confirmation. From the Kreminna front line, there has been just geolocation today. So let me show you. So it was from the 571 brigade, I think, armored brigades. Please, is there any Russian who can tell me here, BRO, what is it for just armored brigade? But yeah, tell me if it's an armored brigade or not. But anyway, you have this picture of shelling. He did not say here that it's on Kreminna, but since it's a forest, it was easy to understand it's in Kreminna. And the shelling is here. There is a trench here, and you see this shape here. There is no trees here. There is this road, and there is this shape, and also this one. It's this area. Let me show you. I think you can see it now. Yeah. You can compare for yourself the trenches in this area. So there is no map changes for that. Because it was shot by artillery, not by foot soldiers, so the artillery is probably somewhere behind. I can't really change the map for that. Actually, it will be useful to see a fighting by foot soldiers somewhere here. Because if you remember in previous videos, there was a geolocation of Ukrainians here, and it made me change the map up until put the border here. But I still don't know if the video here was not earlier or not, I don't know. So if I see fighting here by soldiers, then I will be able to move back the map here, but up until now I will leave it like this. Coming on to the Svatove-Popivka front line, there has been finally an update. So in the previous days I was seeing a lot of mappers changing the map like this. Let me show you. So yeah, previously my mapping was like this, and everyone started to move back the map here, and I still had no visual confirmation about it. And I did not want to just follow the map, the mappers, just because they do it, they also change the map. But I searched deep on Twitter and things like that, and I found this. I found a confirmation of the Russian taking back this entire area. So the confirmation is actually from Ukrainian video. And in a Ukrainian video, I think it was a Ukrainian video of shelling Russian troops. And the Russian troops were shelled in this area, I think. And this area is actually this thing. And it's, let me search. I think it was this. Let me just look back. Yeah, it's this. Look at the. Yeah, you see the tree lines, how they end, they don't connect. Tree lines don't connect each other. It's this area. Yeah, so it made me able to change the map. It gave me like an opportunity to finally correct the mapping. So yeah, I'm surprised there has been not a single video from the Russian of the storming, of the capture of this entire area when before you always had videos from bombing and shelling and things like that, if you remember in the previous videos I made. But okay, it's surprising. But as I told you, it's perhaps just because since they were on the offensive, that they did not want to film their offensive. It really seems like the Russian army is just filming the shelling, but this time they did not want to film anything and talk about the offensive here they did not want to risk anything. Understandable. And coming to the last front line, the Svatove-Kupiansk front line, apparently there's been shelling in Kupiansk, a lot of shelling lately, and there was like Zelensky who was here complaining about shelling and things like that. And also there has been attacks towards Sinkovka, and apparently it was a geolocation of Russian troops here. So yeah, my mapping is quite good. I'm happy about it. And that's all, I think. There has been no much changes on the map on the front line. So thanks for watching. I hope to see you for the next video. Bye bye.